Welcome back as we're going to go over our top 25 going into the college football season. And that's right, I said we, because Alex is back for round 2. What up, Alex?
What's up?
Go ahead
I'm
and
excited.
Advertise yourself.
To the people who already know, everybody here, obviously, my name is Alex. I run Hail Mary Sports. It's very similar. If you guys like Broshmo's content, you'll like mine as well. We have very fun videos, so feel free to watch them because they're just entertaining. Love the back and forth. Appreciate you bringing me on the channel as always. But we have very differing lists, and it's going to be fun to go back and forth on it. So
yeah, it'll be a blast, man. It'll be a blast. But
oh yeah.
First and foremost, what's crack-a-lackin'? It is your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So we're going to go over a few teams that just missed our top 25. And I'll start with one. You can start with one. We'll go back and forth, I guess, like that. And I want to hit on Michigan State real quick. They just missed it. They bring back a lot of talent. It really didn't lose too much last year, but Kenneth Walker's kind of a big loss. I know that they're going to... they bring in, was it Merger? They bring in a guy that I liked in Broussard to be like the change of pace back. But yeah, still, they just didn't make the cut for me. How about
That's
yourself?
Yeah, so basically a team that like narrowly missed also in the Big Ten is Penn State. They're always pretty good. They know how to be able to run a solid defense, but losing their one solid weapon on offense that, in my opinion, really set them apart. Jahan Dotson was that good, and I don't really have that much faith in Parker Washington to be a wide receiver, especially when all the focus is on him. So I just don't think they have the juice to get it through.
Yeah, I want to touch up on, one of two ACC teams. I'm going to start with Louisville, just because, dude, Malik Cunningham is such a boss, bro. He really is, man. And that team's going to be fun to watch. They actually have quite a few NFL draft caliber talent on that squad. So, yeah, I have them just missing it.
Who is that type of talent that you're talking about?
Well, you got on the offensive line, Caleb Chandler, Trevor Reed.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back, or he decided to come back in the secondary, Kendrick Duncan.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
I believe so.
So, yeah, they got talent there.
What about the running back?
Oh, shut the hell up. Tyan Evans, I freaking loved him, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That was such a great watch.
You can thank your boy, truly. It was, Tyan Evans was really fun. In case you guys actually watch tape, it's a fun ride. Like, big fan of him. But quickly touching up on another team, Stanford, obviously Tanner McKee, we kind of project him as a day 1/early day 2 guy. I know that you put him as a day 1. Yeah. It's like an early day 2 type of guy. I don't think the ceiling's exactly there, but awesome dude. And, that's the most impactful position on the field. So when you have a first round style quarterback, you can probably be able to minimize the lack of talent.
Yeah, definitely. NC State was the other ACC team I want to mention. Just missed the cut for me. Obviously, Devin Leary, a lot of people are talking about him. Like, he's going to be good. As far as where he goes in the draft, who knows? You can go check out quarterback rankings for that. It's already on my channel. And honestly, they do bring back a pretty good linebacking core. Their defense is actually really intact from last year, so they should have a good ride in the ACC. But again, just missed the cut.
I mean, eventually, there's always teams that you have to take out regardless of how many you want to put in. So,
dude, right?
I didn't have them there either. Yeah, not a big fan. Of course, the last team I wanted to mention, Fresno State. They kick ass every single year over the past couple years, and they're bringing back Jake Haener, who is a baller. So, what they could be.
All right, let's go ahead and get into our top 25. We're going to start with 20 through 25, and I have Boise State at 25. I think they're going to run the Mountain West. That defense has got some talent. They got a banger of a safety, literally a banger. He's like 6'4", almost 220. So, I got them doing pretty well at 25. How about you? Who's at 25 for you, bud?
Are we just going to go back and forth?
Let's just go back and forth.
So you already know I have to represent a very, very, very pass-heavy school in a pretty weak division or conference, let's just say. My own Southern Methodist University, we have a quarterback that essentially started taking reps over Spencer Rattler at times when he was at OU, and now we're also bringing in one of UT's top wide receivers to replace Danny Gray. So just naturally, we're going to be able to put up solid statistics. You know, it sucks losing Ulysses Bentley, but he didn't even play that much last year anyway. So excited to see what happens. You know, we have a lot of talent. Our defense has never been good anyway. So, you know, that's not much of an issue. And we know how to produce receiving weapons, and that's what we're going to continue doing.
Yeah, at 24, this is a team I think you put higher, Oklahoma State. For me, man, like it's a veteran team. They got the great Spencer Sanders there at quarterback. But even when they lose stuff on the offensive line, they have veteran guys come step up. It's that next man up. But the big thing I had for them was the secondary, and we kind of talked about this. Like, they lost a lot in the secondary. Christian Holmes ended up going in the 7th round. Yeah, it's okay, whatever. Don't laugh. I loved Christian Holmes. You had Jarek Converse Bernard. I might be getting that backwards, but he transferred to LSU. And then obviously the great safety duo of Kobe Harvell-Peel and Trey Sterling. So, yeah, they lost, I think, enough. I think they're still going to be competitive, but yeah, here at 24 sounds right for me.
Yeah. For me, I have Oregon. You know, I know that you have them a lot higher. Again, new coach, new quarterback. Bo Nix hasn't been able to just do very much, and I'm very excited to be proven wrong on this. But you know, you also lost, if I'm not mistaken, the starting right tackle went to BYU. So when you're losing your offensive line, and you know Cristobal was best at kind of maximizing offensive line anyway, I'm just not exactly fully confident in that. Even though I do know in the future they'll be good. Again, they also lost a top 10 talent in Kayvon Thibodeau, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, 23, I got Cincinnati. They got Ben Bryant. That's who's going to be playing quarterback for them. They did lose a lot of talent. I don't think they're going to end up winning their conference this year, but I still think they're good enough to probably sneak into the top 25. I currently have them at 9-3 going into their conference championship game. Obviously losing that, then 9-4, then you get the bowl game. It just gets real messy. But yeah, I got them here doing their thing.
Well, I have them just missing because of the fact that you lost Alec Pierce. And so you lost QB1 and wide receiver 1. That to me is the reason I put them out. And also I'm praying to God SU can finally get a win over them. 23, I have Wisconsin because Braylon Allen's still there. You know, Graham Mertz is still getting better, and he still had almost a perfect game, his first game he ever played. So he's shown that he can play at a very high level. So I'm excited to see Wisconsin continue to just play at a very high level overall.
Yeah, 22, I put Pittsburgh. Keaton Slovis, yay! But they'd lose Jordan Addison. So that's not yay. They're gonna be competitive. I got them at 8-4 for the season. That's solid. They bring back a lot of starters on the offensive line, a lot of starters in the defense, at least in the front 7. So I think they're gonna be good. I just don't think they're gonna be what they were last year.
Yeah. For me, I have Michigan State at 22. Again, the loss of Kenneth Walker hurts, but they're still really damn solid overall. I don't really see many teams actually being able to be a legitimate threat in the Big Ten, except obviously the big top 2. So I think that there are some easy poached wins there, and it would be able to keep them up in the rankings. Again, Michigan State, you're having guys return, and you know, Jalen Naylor, we've talked about this, isn't exactly the best wide receiver even on the team. So excited to see that they can still get their wide receiver 1 back.
Yeah. And then number 21, I got Coastal Carolina. They should regain prominence now that, as we talked before, Louisiana lost a lot. Their coach. They lost their starting quarterback, Levi Lewis. They lost, was it Osiris Torrance? So yeah, I think Louisiana's still a good team, but Coastal Carolina, they bring back freaking Grayson McCall, dude. So I'm down with
There
the
you
mullet.
go. Well, unfortunately, apparently they lost the best tight end in the NFL now, Isaiah Likely. So there's something they've lost. Have you heard those rumors? Like baby Mark Andrews. I mean, he's good. Like, I had like a 3rd round grade on him, but I'm like, really? I don't know.
I don't know if he could get up to that size.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, physicality was never his game. So
yeah, for me, 21 is actually Pittsburgh because I didn't actually factor in the loss of Jordan Addison. And the more I think about it, I like actually who I forgot his name, but they have another really damn solid
like
wide receiver
Mumford or Munder or something with an M. Right?
Yeah, I believe so. He's good,
Why don't I
and
just
I'm
look
a
this
fan
up
of
while you
Keaton.
talk?
So at some point, like they gotta fall, but I think that they're not gonna fall nearly as far as we think.
Mumpfield, Katana Mumpfield.
There you go. That's
yeah. So at 20, I got Wisconsin. This team's just littered with talent at every position but the quarterback position. Graham Mertz, he comes back as the starter and probably be the reason they don't win a few games this year. But, man, that defense is really good. The offensive line, they do a real good job of just replenishing. I mean, they bring a really good talent, too. I was actually just watching Joe Tippmann the other day, their guard. Yo.
Yeah.
Not polished yet, but, yo, that dude, strong and athletic. So, yeah, I got Wisconsin here at 20.
For me, I have Houston at 20. I think they're going to be winning the AAC. You know, just they've naturally been able to compete consistently. Clayton Tune, his name's Clayton, right?
Yeah, Clayton Tune.
Yeah, Clayton Tune's been, a solid college quarterback for a long time. It feels like, at least. It's been, kind of brutal to see him actually be able to play at the level De'Aaron King was able to. They obviously have, what's his name, Bell, right? The wide receiver, or Nathaniel Dell.
Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Tank Dell.
Tank
Big
Dell.
old Tank Dell. Huge,
at
massive.
155 pounds. Yeah, but
Gigantic.
that type of speed, yeah, I know, 155 pounds, right?
Yeah, like 5'6".
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, the reason they beat SMU is because cornerback was 5'8" and 175 pounds. So Marcus Jones is able to do that. I think, Tank Dell will be able to at least make a good impact.
Dude. He's really good.
He's a beast. Yeah.
Right.
So I think they'll be good.
Yeah. At 19, I got Notre Dame here. Questions at quarterback. No more Jack Cohn, Ian Book, those great fighting Irish legends. They're gone. I think the defense is still going to be superb. Like, they're going to be really good. They got talent along the offensive line. Of course, they got Jared Patterson. I think Blake Fisher is their left tackle. They got weapons in Mayer and whatnot, but still, like, questionable quarterback position. It was hard for me to put them pretty high.
That's fair. At 19, I have Iowa. They're just always going to be consistently solid. I am a big fan of Sam Laporta. I'm probably his biggest fan in the community at the moment, and I don't even think he's like that talented. But I think that he's going to be a very solid weapon. They can always run because they always have a pretty damn solid offensive line. And, even though they have Petrus, who is god-awful, you can minimize that with a good defense and a good run game.
All right. 18, I got Arkansas, man, dude. KJ Jefferson, the second coming of Cam Newton. But no, I mean, he's pretty darn good, dude. He's a hard weapon to account for. They bring in actually a receiver that I've liked. He just kind of had he just had a bad go at Oklahoma in Hasselwood. Yeah. So, like, I'm excited to see him and healthy. So, and they bring back Catalan, too, who's arguably, when healthy, one of the best safeties in college football. So, yeah, I think this team will be able to compete. Not for the SEC, but they'll be in the top 25.
Okay. I mean, I didn't have them in there just because of the fact that I think Traylon Burks is a lot better than Jadon, and I don't really have faith in KJ Jefferson anymore, which sucks, but, it is the way it is. At number 18, I have Oklahoma. and that might be a big surprise, especially to like when you see the discrepancy between what you and I got. You know, have a brand new quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, it's Dylan Gabriel, correct?
It is.
So Dylan Gabriel, who couldn't exactly bring UCF to legitimate contention like every single game, which you said he has a noodle arm. So he's one of the prettiest deep balls, though. I'll give him that. He is a good quarterback, but I just don't really think he has what it takes. And then, you know, you have Eric Gray there, who, I mean, I know Broshmo definitely doesn't like him, but I have him as my RB4. Have been a big fan.
Kind of
like,
became a fan.
I had him as my RB1 last year.
You did. He's your
RB1
Kenny McIntosh.
Yes, except the fact that you like him and you can see good reps from Eric Gray. Unlike Kenny McIntosh hasn't played.
Fabulous, dude. Douche. Yeah. Don't talk your trash. 17, I got Iowa for basically the same reasons you said. Their quarterback position is poop. But they're going to be competitive. Defense is going to be great. I mean, and honestly, offensively, it's not like they were like world beaters really ever. So I think offensively they're going to be good enough. So yeah, I'm a fan.
I dig it. Just one more thing about Oklahoma. I thought that they lost two best defensive players as well, with Perrion Winfrey, as well as who was the linebacker again?
Nick
Brian
Bonita.
Asamoah. Well, actually, they lost Nick Bonita as well. So they lost their best pass rusher. So yeah, they lost their three best. That's why I really just didn't have faith in them, even though. Fair. Yeah, OU is going to OU. 17, I have Oklahoma State. You already talked about them. They're just naturally going to be able to harvest these old dudes to be able to play at a high, consistent level. You know, Spencer Sanders continuing to develop. He's very mobile, has a big arm. And honestly, they have some really good players. Isn't like Presley one of their guys out there? He's really damn good. So I think they have the makings. They can always run the ball. Their defense, the whole entire reason I dropped them a lot is because of how many guys they lost. I totally tripped up on losing everybody. But it's not always a bad thing, right? Could be good. We'll see.
Next guy up. Number 16. I got the Texas Longhorns. I think they will finally reemerge into the top 25. They have the best running back in the nation, and even his backup isn't half bad. It's like Roxon Johnson or something. I can't pronounce it. I don't know. You know,
Roshan.
Pronunciation. Yeah. He's actually pretty good. He's good. Now they might have like quality quarterback play. I think the defense is going to be everywhere. Like their best players probably DeMarvion Overshone, and like he's all right, but like this team against the run, they're going to have no answers. But I think they're going to finally be a top 25 team before they're put into oblivion once they join the SEC.
Yeah, obviously you and I don't feel the same about them, so I'm to be able to hear a common consensus from us. But it's okay. Just, enjoy that OU is not doing very well on my list. So next I have at 16 Clemson. I still don't have faith in what's his name? DJ Uiagalelei? Mr. Ukulele. Over 50%. Yeah, Mr. Ukulele. Mr. 50% or over 50% off ball thrower. Like he just doesn't even throw it to target. So
yeah, he had a rough spring game as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're really banking on this defensive line, aren't we? Like the defensive line is the only, and then Trenton Simpson continuing to develop. There's not much here.
Yeah, I mean, and we were talking before this, like they were 10-3 last year, in spite of their lack of like passing game. So defense is just stupid good. Number 15, I got my team, the Hurricanes, the U baby. Tyler Van Dyke, man. Now we got Christian Ball up in here doing things. They had a few good transfers too. Michelle Agoud from UCLA, I'm excited about. I think this team's going to be really good. They're going to compete in the ACC, but just considering last time we saw a national championship was 2003, Ken Dorsey. I don't think we're ready for the national stage just yet, but I'm excited about this team for the first time in a long time.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry again to the U fans. I just don't feel the same. And like, obviously, I'll talk about it when the right time is, but we'll see. We'll see. But still, so I'm going to say my number 15 is Wake Forest. Yeah, I think that, again, they're just a team that's going to be very consistently dominant in the ACC, and they just have a unique playing style. But, I actually really love Justin Ellison is still there, right? The running back.
I don't know.
Am I tripping? Okay.
Maybe.
So I actually have him written down. I have him written down in my notes. He's actually the last guy I marked down for being able to watch in the future. But, I saw a lot of really good flashes from him. And if that's a really good sign because you guys run the ball a lot, then I think it can be translated over into the W category.
Light it up also.
With A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry. Yeah. Was it Sam Hartman?
Yeah. I will say this, though. The wide receiver I was talking about for Pitt was not the guy you were mentioning. It was Jared Wayne. He actually was a really smooth route runner. So I think that it's a sleeper for you to keep your eyes on.
Okay. All right, well, on to my 14, I have Houston. I have them winning the division. I think, Clayton Tooney and Tank Dell are going to be freaking fabulous. And I thought they were close last year, and honestly, the defense, too, is going to be pretty good. They took some hits, obviously, with Marcus Jones. Was it Damarian Williams was the other corner there?
Yeah.
But,
he went to the Ravens.
Yeah, but I think that this is going to be a team that can light it up, man. So, yeah, I got them here at 14.
I got Coastal Carolina at 14. Obviously, they're dominant in their own division, or conference, excuse me. And they brought back their quarterback, which was the best piece of their offense. So, thumbs up from me.
Dude, get the mullet out.
Awesome.
All right, number 13. Lucky number 13. I got the Utah Utes. Cam Rising is terrorizing here, man.
It's good.
Yeah, that offense is going to be able to put up big numbers. They also bring back their big running back duo. They took a hit with TJ Pledger, but honestly, he was almost irrelevant in that running back rotation with Tavion Thomas and Micah Bernard. Dalton Kincaid's very good. They bring back freaking Brant Kuthi, who's just been phenomenal for them. And then defensively, I don't think they took big hits either. They still got Clark Phillips. They bring in a Florida transfer at linebacker who I'm gonna go for it. I think it's Mahamoud Diobate. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, but dude's super athletic. So I don't know. Maybe I think the team's still going to be stupid good. They're going to be contending. I just don't have them winning the Pac-12.
Yeah. I mean, that's extremely good. For me, I have another team that probably could be a lot higher. It's Baylor. They're just consistently really talented. Yeah, the Big 12 just really isn't that difficult to get dubs in. And again, they're just consistently solid, harvesting dudes until they're redshirt years, getting grad transfers. Baylor's a good squad, and they had the highest ranked offensive line, if I'm not mistaken, last year. So, power to them. Power to them.
Bring back, was it Connor Galvin or something like that? All right, on to number 12. I got Texas A&M. They just always recruit well. They have studs every position, but the quarterback position was Max Johnson's going to be the starter this year, the former LSU Brad Johnson's son, something like that. But dude, they got running backs for days. They got freaking a banger offensive line. Honestly, that last year everyone thought was going to be bad, and they thought, oh man, no, they have Kenyon Green and that's it. Ended up not being the case, just because when you recruit talent, you put talent on the field, and guess what? Talent ends up being good. And it's going to be the case. Now they got a more veteran, I guess you could say, offensive line. The defense is still freaking a nightmare despite the pass rush they lost. That secondary is unbelievable. So.
Oh, yeah. And plus, you already know they're getting 1 billion 5 stars to be able to just put into those spots that they just lost. So.
Yeah, man. It's the Jimbo effect. It
is. So, wait, we're on number 12, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I got Notre Dame. Again, I will say this. I didn't really think Ian Book was that good. I thought Jack Owen. So I really don't think that the quarterback is going to be that much of a factor, even though I do think it's going to be enough to kind of drop them a good margin. I thought that honestly you had Notre Dame higher. I don't know why I forgot because we had talked about this before, but they're always going to be consistently solid on defense. That's just the way that they roll, and we all know the offensive line is going to be good enough. So they got Michael Mayer. It's a guy to get the ball in his hands. He's going to be good. So I don't really see much to worry about with them.
Yeah, number 11, I got the Quack Attack. I got the Oregon Ducks. They just brought in Auburn's best quarterback ever, Bo freaking Nix. Watch out. They also brought in, actually, on a serious note, they brought in freaking Christian Gonzalez, who I watched the other day, hit you up and was like, holy crap, yeah, this guy's really good. Really good. He actually made Bruce Feldman's Freaks list. They also... honestly, and you say, okay, they lost their best player on their offensive line. They got some guys. I mean, they bring back their center. Was it Forsyth? Alex Forsyth?
Yeah.
They got TJ Bass. They had a guy I liked last year. I'm not going to butcher his name. It's something Samoan. I'm not going to disrespect him like that. But he played actually a variety of different roles last year. So like I'm not too worried about that. I actually really like the coaching choice. I actually like their coach better than Chris Ball. And I'm saying this as a Hurricanes fan. He's not my current coach. So yeah, no, I'm about the Ducks this year.
Well, that's good. I'm going to be going Ole Miss at number 11. Even though that my boy Matty Ice is not there, I have faith in Jackson Dart being able to make a big impact. Lane Kiffin. And the big thing is I was actually going to put him lower. I forgot about Ulysses Bentley going there. So they have a really nice run game. And Zach Evans, am I not mistaken?
Yeah. That's the 1-2 punch.
I low-key might just be moving them higher because I forgot Zach Evans' team. We're going to do it. You know what? We're making a change right now. Number 11 is going to be Utah. Number 11 is Utah. So you guys already heard my spiel about Ole Miss, but that'll be for number 9. But Utah's number 11. I do have a lot of faith in them overall. Super solid everywhere, in my opinion. I like the quarterback, Cam Rising, as well. They lost their commander of their defense. You said it's not a big loss, but first-round linebacker, Devin Lloyd, to me is a pretty big loss. But again, you still have really talented players like Clark Phillips out there. They're going to make a big impact. It's Utah.
All right, number 10, I have Wake Forest. Sam Hartman, dude. He I don't think he's going to be a very high draft prospect. This is just me saying right now. A lot can change, but for this Wake Forest offense, he is freaking amazing. Like, this is a team that's going to put up a lot of points, but also their defense is going to give up a lot of points. So, yeah, dude, I'll ride Wake Forest for a top 10 finish this year.
Okay, so number 10, this is a little bit of a stretch. It's going to be Florida. And I actually had them higher when we first talked. I just made a pick I made a change right now. They're actually higher. But for me, when I look at it, I'm betting on Anthony Richardson being better. But you're right, there's going to be growing pains in there. Like, just naturally, there's no way he's going to come out the starting block in the SEC and just light it up every single game. I have a lot of faith in him, but again, he's going to need a lot of time to grow and develop. And those growing pains are going to start off slow, and they're probably going to gain some momentum towards the end and end off in the top 10.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Billy Napier. Number 9, I got Baylor. This is where I have the Golden Bears. They're not even Golden Bears. That's Cal, but the Bears.
Yeah.
But dude, it's a really good defense. Is a team that's, hey, they put track stars out there on offense and it works out. Yeah. So I think they'll be fine. Like, that defensive line for the most part is in touch and dangerous. Gabe Hall, you got was it Ika? Probably butchered that, but no, dude, it's gonna be a fierce. What, me butchering names? Who would have thought? But no, it's gonna be a fierce defense. They play in a relatively weaker conference compared to like the Big Ten, SEC, even the ACC to some regard. So yeah, no, Baylor, number 9.
So number 9, I have another Big 12 school. I have University of Texas. So I lied about Ole Miss. UT, again, the only reason I was thinking about trying to put them in my top 4, but we just talked about it. The defense, there's no one there. So we know Big 12 doesn't really focus that much on actually being good at defense, but you got to be to a certain point. And I'm just a huge fan of UT overall. Not actually, like, I go to SMU. I can't actually like UT, but the team, the roster, I think Quinn Ewers is going to be legit. the weapons are going to be legit. You have a great run game. So I think UT could surprise a lot of people this year.
Oh, yeah. Number 8, I got the Clemson Tigers. I think they're going to win the ACC. This was a team whose defense literally led them to a 10-3 record. They got, honestly, pretty solid rushing game as well. Will DJ Ukulele, I'm not correcting myself. That's what I'm going with. Will he progress? I did watch a spring game, and man, that guy is just not playing with confidence, unfortunately. So I think he might lose the starting job. But awesome. Yeah, this defense is just so talented. It's just so talented. Yeah. It would be cool to see a team like Wake Forest or Miami be able to take reins in the ACC, but I don't see it happening. I know it happened last year. I don't think it'll happen this year, though.
Okay. So for me at number 8, I have Ole Miss. Finally dropped him down there. Again, talked about it. I forgot about Zach Well being there. I'm a little bit worried about Jackson Dart because of the fact that he is now going to the SEC. The talent increased, but it's Lane Kiffin. He's going to make him look like a baller, and you have an amazing running game. And honestly, if I'm not mistaken, the offensive line didn't do a bad job last year. I watched Matt Corral have a lot of pretty clean pockets, and I think that could continue. So Ole Miss is going the right way. They're trajecting up.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just going to piggyback off you because I have them at number 7. Dude, yeah. No, the Lane train, dude. Hop aboard, dude. If you don't have a ticket, where you been? This is going to be a fun ride. This team brought in so many transfers, and not just offensively. Like, if you go to the defense, they bring in Troy Brown. I think he was initially Central Michigan, who was really good. They bring in Iowa State's former safety, something young. Yep. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry. They bring in Kyrie Coleman, who was from TCU, who's a veteran player. He's going to come in there and help fill the void of Sam Williams. I think this team, they're not going to compete in the SEC. I think the SEC is a 2-man race, but they're going to be fighting for who's the third best team in this division or conference.
I like that. Number 7 is going to be the U, Miami, Florida. When you look at it, I had them a little bit later. I had 9 or 10, but I went to my notes, and there was, if I'm not mistaken, a true freshman named James Williams, who's a 6'4" or 6'5", 224-pound safety who is absolutely amazing in space. I think he's going to continue developing, be a commander of that defense. Tyreek Stevenson is a baller, so that secondary is actually going to be really good. You bring Cristobal in. You're having Tyler Van Dyke finally have an offseason as a true starter. So I really do believe in this team. I really do.
And number 6, your Pac-12 winners is USC. I believe the Lincoln Riley hype, man. I mean, they brought in a lot of guys. You get Caleb Williams. This offense is finally going to have an identity. That was the biggest problem under, what was it, Clay Hinton? Whatever. Who the heck cares? Slovis, honestly, he couldn't do nothing in that offense. But they bring in freaking Caleb Williams. They bring in Mario Williams. They bring in Travis. They bring in Austin Jones, who was running back at Stanford. They've brought in so much talent. It's their first freaking year, but man, I'm sorry if I'm buying into the hype. I'm buying into the hype. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and yeah, here I am.
See, I'm not buying it the way you do, unfortunately. But also, you forgot Jordan Adams going there. So
who's that?
That's even more. Very funny. Very funny. So number 6, I have Michigan. They don't have a good quarterback game. Possibly never will. But I love how they can always repiece their O-line. And Blake Corum, it's Blake Corum, man. In this Big Ten, they're pretty much guided by running backs. Besides, Ohio State can still be technically called that, but we have faith that their quarterback could actually play in the NFL. So when you actually look at it, this team is going to be just as dominant. They're going to lose a little bit of firepower on their edge, but do you really have that little faith that they're going to not be able to replace it, at least somewhat? I have pretty good confidence that they'll be able to do something. And, RJ Moten, right? That's the safety / cornerback hybrid.
Yep. Dude was a stud in high school, and I think he's going to be a stud next year or this season.
So you got some talent there as well. So again, there's a lot of talent here. They're going to make a technically significant drop, still going to be competing there.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback because I have them at number 5, Michigan. Hey, at least, listen, at quarterback, they're at least bringing in the same 2 guys, and I say 2 guys, as they did last year. Blake Corum, sucks. They don't have Hassan Haskins, but like honestly thought Corum was better. They still have a lot of quick, fast playmakers there at wide receiver. Their offensive line now is a bit more veteran. Even defensively, they took some big hits. They still got a lot of players I love. DJ Turner, man. I think he's going to be a stud at corner. You have Mozzie Smith, who was just number 1 on Bruce Feldman's Freaks list, making him sound like the next coming of Jordan Davis. I know we're a year removed from him, but still. But yeah, I think this team's going to be good enough. And honestly, like, I feel like we kind of talked about this. I was like, man, honestly, I think they're the team that should be included in the playoff here, but just not. It just sucks the way that they get stuck in the same division as Ohio State. So it's like only one of those 2 teams can compete for the conference title. So that's the thing. They're not even going to compete for the conference title. Well, them or Ohio State. So it's like you're not this isn't exactly a Georgia-Alabama situation, you know? Yeah,
I get that. I am actually at number 5, having a team that you had quite a bit back. It's Texas A&M. And one, we all know they have a stacked roster. That's not exactly the full reason why. One, I believe in their secondary. Antonio Johnson is a monster. I think that he might be the best DB in college right now just because of his versatility. I think he can play boundary. I think he's an amazing slot. I think he'll be an amazing strong safety. But I also am a huge fan of Jalen Jones. I know that we don't exactly see eye to eye on how good Jalen Jones is.
Whoa. I like Jalen Jones.
No, I know. I'm saying like I have
like head over heels Jalen Jones. So calm down.
Yes. I was about to get to that name, man.
I'm sorry. I had to do the run-in real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Jalen Jones. I have him in my top 10 overall. Big fan of his frame, big fan of his IQ overall. So when you have a really good secondary, and I know that they have enough talent to rebuild their trenches, I think they're going to be perfectly fine. And I'm a big fan of Max Johnson. He actually looked a lot better than what I originally expected. So watch out, Texas A&M. I think they have a chance. Like, the only reason I didn't put them at 4 is because there's no way in hell I can see 3 SEC teams making it. That's it.
Yeah. So we could probably just go ahead and talk about our 4. Because I don't think there's much to talk about with the top 3. It really comes down to who we had at 4. Yeah, I guess we can kind of discuss what we think will happen in the playoffs. But I had Oklahoma at 4. The Big 12, I think it's kind of open to maybe like Baylor and maybe Texas if they rebound. But they got a good defensive-minded coach there. Now they're at Oklahoma. They get a very reliable guy in Dylan Gabriel. They still have a lot of talent. Marvin Mims. You got Eric Gray. They bring. Who's that guy?
I know.
Eric Gray, that's right.
Yeah, he's my guy.
I think the defense is going to be better. They took some hits, but I think the defense might play a little bit better just because of the coaching overall. So I have them winning the Big 12, so it was hard to put a team like Michigan over Oklahoma.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the 1, 2, 3 as a cluster after this?
Yeah, we could talk about them as a cluster.
I mean, honestly, we all know pretty much the order at this point. Number 4, I have USC. I'm buying into the hype. Again, we can say it's first year, but it's the second year between Caleb Williams as well as Lincoln Riley. So I think that the most important connection is already established. You bring Jordan Addison there as well. Who's it? Mario Williams that ended up going as well.
Williams.
Yeah, I had him like graded phenomenally. Like, he's an absolute baller.
He won't even be eligible this year.
I know. It's insane. And, they're bringing in actually a true freshman named CJ Williams, who played in the All. That guy's going to be a really good contested catch threat. I can see them being their next Drake London. So very excited to see that. There's just a lot to really love about this team, and they're bringing in talent left, right, and center. And again, they're in a really, really weak division or conference. And I think that they could really just totally take it to to the next level.
Yeah, and me and you both have Bama, Georgia, Ohio State. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, what order?
I have Bama in that order: Bama, Georgia, Ohio
Bama.
State.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure we're talking Bama the highest, then Georgia, then Ohio State.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, Ohio State, they got a quarterback. I think he's going to be better in year 2. Outside of Bijan Robinson, they might have the next best run back in the nation.
Yep.
Honestly, I think their offensive line is going to be better this year with guys like Paris Johnson now moving out to tackle. They got they honestly, they just got a lot of talent there on the offensive line. Defensively, it's kind of like business as usual. Defensively, they got very highly recruited players. So it's really hard picking against them in the Big Ten.
Yeah, no, they're ballers. Georgia is going to Georgia as well. Again, they're super talented.
Georgia.
But they are. I mean, hell, they even got, if I'm not mistaken, they got the recruit in the nation, Michael Williams. He's like an edge rusher / interior, and that he's a monster as it is. But he is going to be an absolute stud as a rotational player. So they didn't really lose the talent on the defensive line. Jalen Carter still there.
Honestly, I think arguably their best defensive players didn't leave for the draft. Jalen Carter.
Oh yeah.
Keely Ringo.
Yeah. They got their best.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it's like, oh, big head run back, it's like, no, dude, like, is it Kendall Minton? Or Milton?
I know. I know you're talking about.
And Kenny McIntosh. Like, those guys saw plenty of time last year.
Yeah.
And now they actually get, hopefully, maybe, we'll see, I don't know, Eric Gilbert this year, too. So it's like...
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That's their only hope, in my opinion. If Eric Gilbert plays, then they'll be in the top. I don't think they'll be number 2 if they can't get Eric Gilbert.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, that defense is so good. And then Alabama's going to Alabama. Evan Neal, big hit, but like that offensive line, like honestly, getting a little bit more seasoning would be good for players like was it Ikior and Cohen?
Yeah,
those are 2 guys returning. And
Seth McLaughlin, their center.
Yeah, and then I mean Bryce Young. I think he's the best player in college football. Like, I freaking love Bryce Young.
He's good.
And now he gets really Jermaine Burton. Like, that dude's a dark horse for me to be like a top 10, top 15 pick. They also bring in for a Louisville receiver, Harrell, who's just a speedster. Defense, they added Eli Ricks. You got Henry To'oto's going to now have another year of season. Hopefully he plays a little bit better, but even if he doesn't, like, they just have athleticism. I didn't even get to freaking Will Anderson, so it's like
Brian Branch.
Oh, freaking love Brian Branch, dude. That's my dude.
Beast.
That's my freaking dude. So this is why, like, because there's no chance that the college football committee puts Alabama and Georgia against each other in the first round, much like they did this past season. Not a chance. They know that they want that to be the final. They know where the money's at. So it's literally Alabama against these 2 teams that honestly I didn't think Oklahoma would be deserving. I think this is going to be another case where they just get smashed and thrown away. I mean, honestly, we watched last year's semifinal games, and it's like, we already knew Alabama and Georgia were the teams to beat, and it was almost like they were facing freaking non-Power 5 like FCS teams. Like they were utter murders, unfortunately. So like, I don't think, at least in how mine lines up, I don't think Oklahoma would be challenging Alabama. I think Alabama has a straight shot. I don't know how you feel about your USC Alabama matchup.
It depends on how the defense plays. That's going to be the big determining factor, because I think the offense has enough juice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know that.
I mean, USC's running backs are so good. They're even having a true freshman come in. His name's Raleek Brown. That guy was a monster too.
But Bama's run defense is going to be good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I also know that USC is going to be able to at least compete with their weapons.
I don't know. We'll see. I think the bigger matchup here is Ohio State, Georgia. How are you feeling about that one?
we'll see like what quarterbacks show up this year. Whether CJ Stroud versus Penn State's going to show up or CJ Stroud. And I'm hoping, as an Ohio State fan, that's going to be the Utah version. You just know me. I have a little bit of hesitation after watching Penn State so much. Like, not a fan of that game at all. That was very scary to me. But Stetson Bennett, we all know he just doesn't have the ceiling to actually make it in the NFL. But he did it in college. So,
dude, yeah, like
to him. He did it.
In that national championship game, man, he went off. Like,
he did. Well, he started off really poor.
He did.
He started off really poor.
And then he
came back.
Yeah, he became like the life of the town. I don't know, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, for me, it's like Bama, and then it's like Ohio State, Georgia. Like, Georgia feels like the easy put in. But, like, I think Ohio State's a team to watch out for. Like, if they get out of their own way, and I feel like if they stay healthy defensively, like, because they got a lot of talent on that defense. So
I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. like actually get full starting reps. I think that guy's going to be a monster.
Yeah,
he's going to be
24.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that though, man. I'm really excited.
Yeah, you know,
but
we ain't talking about Brock Bowers on the other side. 2024.
Brock Bowers. 2024 is going to have some good weapons. I think it's going to be a lot better than this coming.
Yeah,
this year's not the year for weapons.
I like this year, just in general, because it's better than last year's.
See, for wide receivers, I definitely don't agree. I think it might be deeper, but at the top, not nearly as good.
Yeah,
like, I don't really see.
It's kind of hard to tell. Like, we don't know who's gonna come back, who declares, and what exactly goes on this season. So it's like, yeah, I get you, because at the top, it's not like Kayshon Boutte and Jackson Smith and Njigba are like, whoo, compared to like, Marvin Harrison and such. So it's like, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, it's not going to be, it's not, I didn't think it was even as good as this year that we just had. I mean, Garrett Wilson, I think, outclasses every wide receiver in this class by a solid margin. And that's with me being a big fan of multiple guys that you aren't even a big fan of. So it's like, Xavier Hutchinson.
I don't know if you saw, like, or because you have access to my spreadsheet. I actually moved up freaking Xavier. What's his name?
Right.
Xavier Hutchinson. I moved him up a little bit.
He's good. I mean, I know that.
I don't disagree.
I know that I'm a big fan of his compared to everybody else on the entire planet, but I just really do believe in him, man. I really do. Like, I think he's phenomenal. He has a 2% drop rate. Okay, you know what? While we're on this topic, where do you have Brian Branch in your rankings?
Like in my
overall
big board.
Yeah, I know you haven't probably. Have you dropped it?
He's in the 20s. Yeah, I just updated it because I've been talking about that big board. I started whipping it together. So yeah, you could go check it out. Like I have.
I was talking about the vid.
The vid, no, that'll come out next week. At least it'll come out because I'm probably putting this video up on maybe Friday. Probably Friday.
Okay.
So
that's fair. Isn't tomorrow today. Friday? Or are we talking about a week from?
No, we're talking about tomorrow Friday. So.
Guys, show some love for this man. Yeah. Even though the only people who are watching still are the actual loyal subs, but like that random person who's still watching, show some love. Yeah, that's some dedication right there. Okay, so you have him in the 20s. I thought that you were gonna have him way higher. I
thought so too, but then like okay. Austin, while we're here, let's talk about it. Because I started whipping this thing together this morning because I didn't like how I initially had it, so I was like, I gotta change some stuff. And I ended up putting Michael Mayer up a little bit more.
Really?
I felt good about the edges, and then I was like, quarterbacks. If Van Dyke and Richardson, like I gotta at least believe in the potential. Quarterback value is a thing, and that's something I put into consideration on my list. I feel really good about the 3 tackles. Like, I really think, like, I don't have them in the top 10, but I think 2 of them will end up in the top 10. And I like, Skoronski, I really feel like he's a middle-of-the-round guy. Like, just because he's good, but it's just like, is he guard good or is he tackle good?
Okay, since you haven't put it out yet, let's do higher or lower just for fun right now, based off of my board. So I have Peter Skoronski at 27 overall.
Oh, I'm higher.
Okay. I like him. That's the thing. I really do like him. I have Broderick Jones at 15.
I'm higher.
Okay. I like him.
Not
I mean,
much,
I have
but
a couple guys in. Okay. And then I have Anton Harrison at 9.
Yeah, I'm lower.
Yeah.
And I actually liked him.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm a big fan of a guy who's been starting every true left tackle and performs at a high level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Antonio Johnson. I have him at 10.
Yeah, I think I was looking at this, I was like, why am I lower on him than the general draft community? And I think it's just because I want to see it before I do it, like, since he played in the slot. Like, I want to see him play at safety. I don't have doubts that he can do it, but yeah, and it's real weird. I'm very subjective, like, when it comes to that. Like, there's guys where it's like shoot, Isaiah Foskey, I got in my top 10. And I'm like, he's a guy that we need to see it, but it's like, I feel like the tools are just so good. And it's like, you can make the same case for Antonio Johnson. Like, I could say I'm very subjective when it comes to that. So, like, I bet you he's going to end up higher, but
yeah,
I got him. Honestly, when I whipped this together, I was like, man, I'm way lower on him than like everybody. Everybody, like bad lower too.
Yeah. Where do you think Michael Mayer is in my top 50?
Oh, you said top 50. You got excited though when I said top 20. Let me say 12.
Multiply it by 4.
You're that.
I'm not a fan.
I mean, I get it. I feel like I get it. It's not like he's generational or anything, right? Like,
no, it's a low position.
I feel like I think he has the he could go the Dallas Goedert route. You know, I feel like that's kind of like pretty comparable. Like, the dude's gonna be able to like hold down that position for the next 10 years, even though he might not be the most explosive or athletically appealing. He's just very good at his job.
I just feel like he's the worst version of Pat Freiermuth. Like, when I watched him, I was expecting to put him in my top 10.
You really liked Freiermuth.
No, I had him as a second.
Okay.
I didn't like him that much. So
I mean, that's where a lot of people had him. So
yeah, like I wasn't high, I wasn't low. I thought he was a solid dude who had a hard time separating when they put him in the slot. I'm not a fan of tight ends that can't separate. And Michael Mayer, I think, can separate at a lower level than Freiermuth could. And he's really good with the ball in his hands. He's one hell of a blocker, but I just didn't really see the legitimate upside right there. And it's okay. You know, it's fine.
It's fine.
Nothing wrong with it.
It's all right.
He's a good player. Yeah. Okay, what do you think is my highest ranked tight end overall?
Oh shoot. You said you love Sam Laporta. You were talking all that good stuff about Sam Laporta.
Correctamundo.
Yeah. I have Eric Gilbert, but I mean, he has to play. But it's like,
I have him down, I think, at 50 or 48 just because I haven't seen 49.
Yeah. No, like I don't want to say he has Kyle Pitts, but like if you go back and watch like when he was freshman at LSU, you're like, oh yeah, this guy can be special.
Absolutely. I think that, again, the sky's the limit for him. I just really need to see it, and at this moment, if I were to draft him, I'd be a little bit scared about his future. Where do you think I have Laporta?
Let's go with 25. I don't think you'll have him higher than that.
I have him at 20. It's not that much.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, there's no way he's in that top 15. I was pretty sure of that.
No way. I just thought like he separated from the crowd just because of how well balanced overall. I think he's a really good athlete as well. He was just a dude who can back up his athleticism with some polish. So.
Yeah. Drops were an issue for him, right?
Let me see. It wasn't that bad.
9.3. You get close to that 10%. That's a little scary.
Oh, come on now. I mean, it's not that bad. You have to also realize the quarterback that was.
And we're back to Iowa's quarterback, dude. He's the most talked about guy in this video.
I know. Like, Petrus is literally complete cheeks.
Yeah, he's bad.
Yeah, Petrus is putrid. Yeah, no. So I feel bad for him. But this could be more stuff that we could talk about off.
Yeah, honestly. Anyway, thanks for chilling with us. Little draft talk is always fun. We had that in our last video. We will be doing the 2017 through 2019 NFL draft thing we did last time for the 2020 to 2022 class because it was fun. But we got to look at those classes. So, but hey, tune in. It's going to be a fun ride. Pleasure as always, Alex. These are a ton of fun. But hey, dude, season's upon us, man. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
All right. So as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later. Look at Gojo, man, just chilling in the back.
Dude, Gojo is like creating a scene.